What's up everyone? I'm Tim and this is my channel 40 Times Around, where we talk about everything related to motorcycles, camping, travel, and adventure. And today we're going to start a 3-part series about riding at night. Have you ever had to ride at night for some reason and maybe you felt a little unsafe about it? Well, hopefully these videos will help set your mind at ease about the whole thing and can help you ride better and safer at night. Stick around. Okay, so this is part 1 of 3 videos I'll be making about riding a motorcycle at night. In this video, we will focus on visibility at night and how to deal with certain issues that may arise when riding in the dark. The next 2 videos in this series will cover obstacle avoidance, for example, dealing with animal encounters, and the final video in the series will cover general tips and tricks to safer nighttime riding. So the truth is, riding in the dark can be more dangerous if safe riding techniques are not put into practice. But it doesn't need to be so dangerous. The number one issue when riding in the dark will of course be limited visibility. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about. Here are 10 visibility tips for riding a motorcycle at night. Tip 1 is to keep your helmet visor clean and scratch free. This will cut down on glare. Bugs on your face shield during the day can be a minor inconvenience, but at night when the lights from other vehicles are hitting your face and there's a lot more going on that is visually distracting, bugs on your visor will only add to that distraction. Even dust that you may not see during the day on the inside of your visor can catch light and cause glares. Fingerprints, smudges, and anything else on your visor will be magnified at night. Just make sure to protect your eyes though, and don't leave the visor up with no eye protection. I fall into this trap a lot. I don't particularly like having my visor down when I ride. It feels stuffy and I like the wind on my face. During the day I ride with sunglasses, so my eyes are always protected. But at night I have to remember to bring clear glasses with me for riding because I've left home without them, and for some reason if a bug hits you in the face at night, it will most likely land directly in your eye, which hurts and it's dangerous, so make sure to keep your eyes covered with something. I've been nailed in the eye so hard it jolts my whole body and can alter my steering briefly. So it's best to avoid that. And plus, I've been lucky that no lasting damage has ever been done to my eyes from that stuff. Tip number 2 is learn to read the road. Sometimes if you're approaching a hill, you can see a glow at the top, which of course indicates that a vehicle is approaching in the opposite direction, and you should brace yourself for the full force of their headlights. It's important to keep your eyes moving and avoid getting sucked into the tunnel vision of staring at what is directly in your headlights, as mesmerizing as that can be. Around corners you can see lights too. This can be warning of a vehicle but can also signal you as to the severity of the corner and clue you in on how sharp of a turn you're facing. This is more relevant on dark 2-lane roads more than city or small town driving, where there might be street lights to help you read the road a little better, and you're less likely to encounter someone's high beams, fog lights, auxiliary spotlights, and light bar blasting you in the face. Tip 3 is to avoid the blinding glare of oncoming traffic, which can be even worse when they fail to dim their high beams for you. As tempting as it is to flash your brights at them, you might want to avoid that, as it could distract them and cause them to swerve into your lane or do something unpredictable. If they're leaving their high beams on, they may be struggling with the nighttime driving thing more than you are. It's best to let it go and not take it personally. The better course of action in that situation is to avoid looking directly at them and focus on the white line to the right of the road. This will keep you on track staying on the road, it'll prevent your eyes from being temporarily blinded from the glare, and it will buy you enough time for the car to pass you and for your visibility to return to normal for nighttime conditions at least. Also, speaking of glare, if someone behind you has their high beams on and it's blinding you from the side view mirrors, you can slightly adjust one of them to alert the driver behind you that they're being a jerk. Just kidding. But it will give them a clue that they're blinding you. If they don't back off or dim their lights, find a place to safely let them pass. Tip 4 is to allow your eyes to adjust. When riding during the day, you should be wearing some type of sun protection for your eyes. This will prevent eye strain, which will cause drowsiness and can give you a headache, or at least it does for me. This drowsiness from eye strain is worse at night when you can't wear sunglasses to protect your eyes from the light. It will help you adjust if, when the sun goes down, you take your glasses off as soon as it starts getting darker. And when it's completely dark, you can pull over and let your eyes adjust to the darkness before beginning to ride in the dark. Tip 5 is adjusting your speed. Now, on the surface, you may be thinking, what does this have to do with visibility? But this has everything to do with helping you see. Let me explain. This will help you see what you can in an amount of time that allows you to safely react to it. At night, range of vision will be decreased and limited to your headlight's reach. If there is an obstacle in the road, you won't see it as soon at night as you would during the day. It's important to slow your riding speed to give you enough time to react safely to whatever the obstacle is. You also want to increase your following distance of any other vehicles for the same reason. In fact, the trick I'll use is to follow at the distance of my headlight and use their headlight to give me an even further reach of visibility at night. Tip 6 is to focus on the edges. What I mean by that is when you're looking at something in the dark, whatever it may be, a vehicle, an obstacle in the road, an animal, a turn in the road, or whatever, look at the edges of that object. Your eyes will be able to register images better in dim light when you focus on the edges rather than looking directly at the object. Tip 7 is to keep your headlights clean and aimed. Even cleaning the bugs off your headlight can make a difference. Some older vehicles have faded lenses that reduce a headlight's effectiveness. Condensation or moisture inside lenses can also hurt. Just make sure that the light can do its best work for you by keeping it clean. A lot of motorcycles have headlights that can swivel up and down, and they can loosen over time and drop down, aiming the light lower than normal and reducing the range of your beam. There should be instructions in your owner's manual for how to properly adjust your headlight, and it will tell you at what distance you should be at a certain angle or something to that effect. It's worth adjusting them once in a while and note any changes to the length of your light beam. Tip number 8 is to use proper eyewear. If you wear eyeglasses, you can get anti-glare glasses that will help with riding at night. Will help reduce the strain of oncoming lights and will keep you from being worn out quickly. Here's the big tip. Those yellow sunglasses that claim to help with nighttime driving, they're a placebo at best. They will only make you think you see better at night. The idea behind them is that they will increase the contrast at night, meaning you would be able to distinguish objects easier. The truth is though, they limit the input your eyes receive because they actually cut out light that your eyes need to give you accurate information on what you're seeing. You're better off with glasses that have an anti-reflective coating which will cut down on the glare and can help your eyes take in all the light they can in the dark to give you all the information you need to ride safely at night. Tip number 9 is to have your eyes checked regularly by a doctor. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Just keep up on your eye health to give yourself the best edge in terms of nighttime visibility when riding a motorcycle. And tip 10 is to make yourself more visible. You can consider wearing high-vis gear, just using some reflective tape, reflective accents on your motorcycle, avoid people's blind spots, and just be extra aware of making sure people see you on the road at night. I'll talk more about this in the 3rd video in this series about riding at night. And one more bonus tip is that street signs at night are reflective. If you see one coming up that you're trying to read, you might want to lower your high beams as this can be glaring, and if you're trying to read the street sign, high beams will make this very difficult. Not always the case. Some signs don't need to be read if you know where you are or if the sign is clearly a stop sign or something more obvious. Anyways, those are my 10 tips on driving at night in terms of visibility. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you guys want to see more videos about motorcycles, camping, travel, and adventure. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.